Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be a travel makeup video. So here's what happened. So I recently went to San Francisco. It was just a quick trip with my mom, my dad, and my husband. And my husband and I, when we were packing, we didn't want to have to check any bags. So we were trying to keep our luggage as condensed as possible. Originally, I was like, I definitely want to wear some makeup just in case. But the luggage was just getting kind of heavy and something had to go. So at the end of the day, it was the makeup. I had already packed, I was gonna bring a couple of other things, but I had already packed this bag. So this is my makeup bag. It is by the company BEIS. And I actually have, I don't know if you guys can see that because it's kind of bright, but I actually have their luggage as well. I love their luggage, it's so good. And this is just like a little like packing cube and it's adorable. So there's two different sides and one says, let's go. And the other says, we're here. So it's like if you need stuff specifically for takeoff and then if you need stuff for landing, that's what the two compartments are for. So it says it there with a little plain and gold writing. How cute is that? Love this. And it wasn't super expensive. I will link it below if it's still being sold. But yeah, so I had packed this makeup bag and it is full of stuff. It is kind of heavy. And then I packed, well, I had this little container. This is a Real Techniques, like, little plastic container. I just wet this. That's why I have that in here. But technically, this goes in here like this. So it clicks. And these little letters actually, they're like holes. So it can breathe. It doesn't get like, you know, all mildewy in there. But yeah, so I was gonna bring this. I was also gonna bring my setting spray. Oh wait, did I have? No, I'm sorry. I have a little setting spray. So I was gonna bring this, and then, oops, of course my little fan. This little fan, if you guys haven't heard me talk about it, I love it. This is by the company NIMIA. Nikki's Tutorials, it's amazing. And it has 3 different settings. I was definitely gonna bring this. But anyways, this is what I was gonna bring. So all of this stayed. I didn't pack any of it. So I thought it would be fun. I was going to originally do this video and just kind of pack with you guys, but because I had already packed this and when I took it out of my suitcase, I just threw it here and I haven't taken it out. So if I had brought this, this is all I would have been able to use. So I thought I should do a makeup video just with this. I have, these are the like wet ingredients or, whoops. These are the wet ingredients or like your base ingredients. Okay, this was in there, I promise. So I am only going to do my makeup with the items in there. So let's see what we have. I did actually bring this primer, which is huge. So I'm just gonna go ahead and use that. This is by RMS, and I do already have skincare on. I haven't even decided if I'm going to wear foundation. I technically didn't bring any foundation. I'll show you guys what I mean. But I will say, if you're traveling, depending on where you're traveling to, a lot of primers that are hydrating just feel nice on your face. So even if you're not wearing foundation, if you feel like your skin's dehydrated, or especially if you've been sitting in a plane with recycled air, it might be nice to, you know, put something nourishing on. So I have that on. Now, I brought 2 concealers. Of course, I brought Pat McGrath, and I also brought this one. This is the Born This Way by Too Faced. The multi-use sculpting concealer in the shade Warm Sand. I actually haven't used this concealer in so long, but the reason why I brought it is because hopefully you guys can see this one is a little bit darker than the Pat McGrath. The Pat McGrath, I specifically got it to be a little bit lighter because I like to highlight with it. This is closer to my skin tone, or at least it was when I bought it. So I honestly don't know if this is gonna work. Actually, before we use this, I also brought the Fenty, the Brightener, which I love. And if I am bringing makeup anywhere, this is coming with me. If you guys have not tried this, I'm telling you, it is so, so, so good. I feel like depending on what color you get and like the undertones of your skin, you might even be able to skip on concealer. Okay, so now we're gonna go in with some of this. Another reason why I brought this is not just because of the color, but because of this huge doe foot applicator. It just makes application so easy. Okay, I'm just gonna put some of this on, a little pimple right there, around the mouth. Just kind of covering up any spots that I want to conceal. Yeah, this is a pretty good match still. I haven't used this in so long. It used to be my favorite. I just realized that you guys are still zoomed out. I had originally zoomed you out because I wanted to show you my bag, but let me zoom you back in. Okay, that's better. So yeah, this is so nice and quick and easy. Now I remember why I loved this so much. I don't have any on my forehead though. So let me put just a little bit here. Mainly in the center. And then to brighten, I'm gonna go in with this concealer. And again, you don't have to do this. This is an extra step, and depending on where you are, so if you're, you know, waiting for a flight, if you're sitting at your gate, you might not wanna do all of this. If you're sitting at your like next gate, if you're in an airport bathroom, I mean, wherever. But if you have a little bit of extra time and a little bit of extra space, you can add another concealer, and it's just gonna help really brighten up underneath your eyes. Okay, so I brought this. This is the Hey Honey highlighter by NUDESTIX. This is just a really go-to. It's really, really easy. You do have to use your fingers, so keep that in mind. Obviously, if you're at an airport or if you're anywhere, you know, public. One thing I forgot to add in this bag was some wet ones. Depending on where you are, obviously if you're by your, you know, by a sink doing your makeup, you can just wash your hands. But if you're not by a sink, definitely have some sanitizer or wet ones. That way, if you're doing anything like this where you touch your face, your hands are clean. So besides mascara and then stuff for the eyebrows, this is the only other thing that I have on this side of the bag. This is by Charlotte Tilbury. This is the Eyes to Mesmerize in the shade Amber Gold. It's this really, really gorgeous cream shadow. I've actually had it for a while, but I never wanted to use it on camera just because I'm waiting for a special video. So I don't have a ton of stuff from Charlotte Tilbury, but I have been kind of collecting some stuff here and there, and I wanted to do a whole video just dedicated to her makeup just to see like what a full face would look like, or as close to a full face as I can get. This is the color. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it kind of blends into my skin a little bit. Yeah, I think you guys can see that. It's really, really pretty. But I got this as an all over shade. I think I'll wait till that video. But yeah, it just comes in this little pot, and it is definitely convenient to travel with. I feel like you just need a brush, or honestly, you don't even need a brush. You can just use your fingers. So that is it, except for, like I said, the finishing eye makeup. So I'm gonna zip this side back up. This is so fun. I feel like it's almost like Mary Poppins, only instead of her like big bag, it's like a makeup bag. So we're gonna switch over to this side and see what we have to finish off the face with. Okay, so I'm gonna do some powder next. And I'm just making sure that there are no creases in my eyelid. And I'm going to go in with, of course, the Pat McGrath's powder on my eyelid, just so there's no creasing. And I'm also going to take this right underneath my eyes. So again, there's no creasing. I also brought this one. This is by Mercier, this little sample that's lasted me so long. This is the Secret Brightening Powder for underneath the eyes. Since I have it, I'm just gonna go ahead and use it. Why not? So I'm just gonna put some of this right here. And I'll just kind of leave this on until, we'll do like a light bake. We're not like full on baking, but like a little bit. And then for the rest of the face, of course, I brought this one. This is by KOSAS. This is the Cloud Set Powder, and I have been loving this powder. I'm looking for my IT Cosmetic. Oh, here it is. I just washed some of my brushes, so they're like all moved around. So I'm gonna use the IT Cosmetics, this Heavenly Luxe brush, and just dust some of this powder all over. And then for bronzers, I actually brought two. So I have this one from ILIA. This is the NightLite bronzing powder in the shade Uptown. And I recently talked about this one. And then I also brought this one by Hoola, and this is in the shade Caramel. And this is an older one, but oldie but a goodie. So these are the two bronzers I brought. I think I just wanted to give myself options. I'm gonna go ahead and use this one just because it's a little newer. Why not? And so I'm just going to, what is that on my, I have makeup everywhere. So I'm just going to dust some of this off, and I forgot how powdery this is. Do you guys see that? This bronzer is messy. I like it, but it's messy. What the heck just happened? Do you guys see that blob right there? Okay, this is a very pigmented bronzer. So beware. I'm gonna go in with this Sephora brush. What the heck is this called? 55? Yeah, 55. And I mean, you can go in with any brush. You just wanna make sure it's a clean brush. And try to take some of that off. So this is actually a good point. Maybe bring a, because if you were traveling, so if I was traveling in real life, I wouldn't have my entire vanity here with access to all of these brushes. I might only have this bronzer brush. So I don't know. Maybe just bring products that you're familiar with. If you're traveling, you want to bring products that you're familiar with, your go-tos, the one that you can just hurry up and kind of like put on. You don't have to sit there and like really work with it. This is a really nice bronzer, don't get me wrong, but I think I'm just not used to how like pigmented it is. And I am naturally kind of heavy-handed with bronzers. So yeah. I'm also gonna go in and just take off this Secret under eye powder now. Yeah, these bronzers are just really, really pigmented, which is a good thing, but it just means you have to be careful with what brush you're using, how much you're using, all of that. I think it looks okay. Okay, done with bronzer. Let's move on. Next, blush. I also brought two blushes. One is a nude. This is the Bare Minerals Gen Nude in the shade Let's Go Nude. And this one is by the brand Essence. This is the matte blush in the shade Berry Me Up. So again, just wanted to give myself, you know, options depending on what I felt like. I'm going to use this Sephora brush. This is the 96. I have recently grabbed these two new brushes. I believe the last, I want to say last two videos, maybe, or just recent videos, I have talked about these, both of these. This is the 99 and this is the 96. The shorter one actually puts on more blush than this one. So I kind of want a little bit of a light blush or a light sweep. I just don't want it to be too much. Maybe I'm just scarred because of the bronzer, I don't know. But I think I'm gonna go in with this one, the Essence, in the shade Berry Me Up. And I'm just going to put that on the apples kind of right over that bronzer. I still feel like this one puts on a decent amount of product. It just doesn't put on as much product as that other one, that other brush. Okay, so blush also done. Now for highlighter, I only brought one cream highlighter and then I brought this one. This is my newest highlighter, Fort de France by NARS. So this is the only powder one I brought. Not too much. I am going to go back to this side and do a little bit of spray. So this is the all-nighter spray. This is just the travel size, and then this is the full size. I mean, if you're gonna be gone for a long time, then maybe bring this one, but this was just a short trip, so this would have been perfect. So it felt like I wasn't like getting the spray, so I just kept doing it, and now I'm like legit, like, do you see my neck? I'm like soaking wet. Whatever, it is what it is. Again, if I was on the trip and I had only had this, I would have had to deal with it, so we're just gonna deal with it. Hopefully it dries okay. Okay, I just went ahead and finished my mascara off camera. I did bring two. This is the Lancome Primer and then the Maybelline Lash Sensational. So I put that on the top and the bottom. And then the last thing is the lips. Now there's nothing left in the case as far as makeup goes, but I knew I would have like all my go-to lip products carried in my backpack. So that's why I didn't add any in the actual makeup case. So I think for lips, I am going to go ahead and use, this is by Kylie. It's the Iced Latte, and her lip liners are so creamy. If you wanted to, you could definitely just put this all over your lips, not specifically this color, but any of her lip liners. They're so nice and soft. And then to fill in, I'm just gonna use this one. This is by Merit in the shade Slip. I have been loving this lipstick. I think it is so, so pretty. It is kind of like a nudie brown. It's just really, really pretty. Okay, so this is it. That was everything that I had in my bag. I feel like the look is pretty. It's kind of basic, not gonna lie, but that's fine. I feel like when you're on vacation, you don't really know what you're gonna feel like wearing, so you just kind of want some go-to products that you know will work. So yeah, I feel like had I brought this, it would have done the trick. Also, again, like I said, I will try to link this below if I can find it. I think this is a really good buy. I can't remember exactly how much it cost, but it wasn't super expensive. And I just think it's really convenient. I like that it has two sides. I like that it has a handle. I like that you can see through it. It's this pretty like beige nude color. So very modern and sleek, but still holds a good amount of products. So yeah. But other than that, if you guys have any questions at all about anything, the bag, the makeup, the look, let me know. Please subscribe if you like this video. Please give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.